Hi everybody, I'm Jessica Nicole Dickerson aka JND and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to go over all the books that I managed to read in the month of May, and I did read 18 books and I'm very proud of that. Did you like my silent drum roll? That was special. I'm like pushing through. I've had like 4 hours of sleep, but I'm doing it because you know what, videos need to be uploaded. I want to keep this train rolling. I also really appreciate all the new subscribers I got. It's kind of interesting because of everything going on in the world. I feel like I shouldn't celebrate something as simple as subscribers, but I want to let you guys know that I appreciate you and my heart really goes out to the Black community. I'm there with you guys if you ever need me. DM me, tweet at me. Yeah, and I'm here for you and I really love you. And let's get into all the books that I read in May. So, as you may know, it was the Asian readathon. I was participating in another readathon, but that kind of just fell through the cracks. It just disappeared. My bad. I just ran out of time. Like half the month of May, I was going through finals and like trying to graduate college. So, priorities, you know? But I did manage to read a decent amount for Asian readathon. I think every single book I read was for Asian readathon, which is quite exciting. And the first book I managed to finish for the Asian readathon was A Reaper at the Gates by Saba Tahir, which I really did like. So I gave this a 4.5 star. I was kind of leaning towards a 5-star, but now after reflecting, it's definitely more of a 4.5. It's close to that really 5-star read. The beginning felt a little like dragged on. The plot was very, like, I knew where it was headed and everyone was kind of like, we need to do better. But then at the end, yo, it shook me to my core. I cried 4 times. Like, no joke. So it was a really fun read for the most part. It took me a really long time to finish this book. It's hefty and there's a lot going on, and I had to kind of refresh on the previous books. So this is the 3rd installment of the Ember and the Ashes book. So the first book is An Ember in the Ashes, and then A Torch Against the Night, and then A Reaper at the Gates. So there's so much going on that if I were to go into summary about this book, it would be spoilers. But basically, there's a loud bird out there being real rude. But I did really enjoy it. I do really like this series if you like high fantasy. So if you like Red Queen, if you like Children of Blood and Bone, where there's a clear class system hierarchy and a heavy romance, you'll definitely like this. I also kind of like the third book better than the second because I feel that we got to understand the characters a little bit more. I feel like the second book, they were very repetitive on what they needed to do and how they felt about each other, and we're finally seeing that transition afterwards. And I think I just realized the narrator for the male voice in here is the same as Laszlo Strange in Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, so I like immediately fell more in love with that. So that's really cool. I highly recommend the audiobook. The next book that I managed to read was Of Curses and Kisses by Sandhya Menon. So this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It was pretty cute. I say the beginning was a little bit, it dragged on. The reasons why they liked each other was a little bit like simplistic, like, oh, she's cute, or oh, his muscles, but I can't like him. Like, it was that whole like, I like you but I can't like you kind of thing that was happening. But I did really enjoy the family complexities. I enjoyed the political aspect in a romantic contemporary. Wow, Jess, special. But I really did, because they both had such a unique perspective on their family. One girl, the princess, she wanted to be a princess. She wants to do what's right. She wants to advocate for her sister, but it's kind of twisted because as a princess she's limited in what she can do. And then for the boy, he was ostracized from his family because of this believed curse that was put on his family by the opposing, like, the girl. Their history is a little weird too, because he's technically a descendant from a colonizer, but obviously we're not supposed to hold that against him. But it was just a little odd, I get to see why they don't like each other, especially if their family hasn't apologized. But this boy clearly holds so much weight on him for like that experience, and he wants to do better. So that's what's important. Their love was a little forced, but towards the end, I just really enjoyed the friendships, the girl talks that happened, because there are some talks about cheating and dudes being a-holes. So it was kind of fun. It's definitely something you have to stick out to towards the end to get more of that enjoyment and kind of bulldoze through to the beginning. And I gave this book a 3.5 star. The next books that I read was a series that I really got into because of Books with Chloe. her channel. She always recommends, and she has been reading Waiting for Spring. So me, the crazy person that I am, went and purchased volumes 1 through 12 and read them all this month. I know, crazy. I just love binging manga series so much. I love manga so much. Please comment down below if you have any manga recommendations. I really want to read more mangas. It's shoujo romance mangas, please. I love them to my core. I need more. Thank you. So this is like a 4-star series for me. It's just really fun, really lighthearted. It's about a girl who's kind of ostracized. She's kind of a loner at this school, and she ends up befriending the basketball team boys, and one of them develops a crush, and she kind of develops a crush, but her old kind of elementary school friend comes in and he has a crush. So it's really complicated. I did find the main girl to be just low-key annoying, but Tawa, I'll put a picture of him, is goals. I really love him. He's just so quiet and so endearing, and I love it so much. So if you like sports, I also really like the sports aspects of this manga because it was just so detailed, and I was a cheerleader, so I really like sporting games, mostly basketball. I really don't care about football, but basketball is such a fun game to watch. So it was really interesting seeing that in the series. It was really fun. It's like a 4-star series for me, and they only have 1 more volume left, and it comes out in a couple months, and I'm gonna be so sad. And then I read Somewhere Only We Know by Maureen Gu. 5-star read. If you were looking for a fun contemporary, this is it. It's so fun. It's so whimsical. It's based in Hong Kong. These 2 people who are Korean American happen to be in Hong Kong. One's a K-pop star, one's a tabloids person, and they kind of meet, and this whimsical day happens, and it's just so fun. You have such a nice group of the characters. They're really standout characters. They talk about things like chasing your dreams and standing up for your parents and standing up for yourself. Oh, so fun. I could not recommend this enough, and I'm really looking forward to more of Maureen Gu's works, like, because this was just above and beyond. The book that I really needed this month to kind of shine light through the darkness, hope, and all that. It was just such a good read. I could not recommend this enough. If you like YA romance and you need something like to bring a little joy to your little heart, look no further. You're welcome. And the next book that I managed to read was Love from A to Z by S.K. Ali. For me, personally, I was really disappointed by this book, mostly because of the MS representation, in my opinion. I understand, and I've been talking to a few people about this, that this is obviously for those Muslim teens who really need that light shined on them. And I love that S.K. Ali keeps writing these books for those people and really strong, empowering female characters. Personally, there's a point in the book, I just felt that the love at the very beginning was very much like, oh, I like their appearance, and she mentions liking him because he's going through a lot. I found just Zainab, I found her to be just too problematic from my point of view, because they're both kind of troubled teens going through life. But for me, Zainab was just rude sometimes to him, calling him cowardly and stuff. Like, I have an illness, and if someone called me cowardly because of it, I would literally want to murder them. Like, that would be the end-all be-all of our relationship. I would be so offended and not want to speak to this person ever again, making that very clear. So I think personally, reading from that perspective, I think it was very hard to get past it, and I couldn't even imagine having MS, like losing it. Just I couldn't imagine having all that going on and trying to be nice to this girl who's just kind of being an a-hole. But that's just my personal opinion. I know tons of other people love this book, so it just wasn't for me personally. I'm sure lots of other people will like it. I just didn't find the love story to be compelling, because also it took them 200 pages to have a serious conversation, like sit down and actually talk to each other, not just be in the same room and look at each other lovingly. And on top of that, they fought, and she called him cowardly for not dealing with his MS. So, you know, I wanted to check the book, but that's just me. That's my personal opinion from my life perspective. I'm sure other people will really, really enjoy this. Okay, and then the last 3 books that I managed to read was Snow White with Red Hair, another manga series. I actually watched the anime first, and this is the first time I'm ever gonna say this, but you should watch the anime before you read the manga. Crazy, I know, but it's because I realized the manga was written like a serial series where it's that they publish books where there's only chapters of mangas available, like one chapter of a specific manga, and they print a big copy of it. So that's how this book was initially published. So they collected the chapters that had been published in different series, put them all together, and then started selling them. So the first 2 volumes literally cover so much content. Like the first season of the anime, 12 episodes, covers the same content as the 2 volumes, the 2 first volumes. There's just so much that happens. It kind of happens, the pace is just wild, and I get that it's because they were really trying to engage people because they probably wouldn't get the next chapter for a month, so it had to move very quickly and give a lot of detail, and so they skipped over the smaller stuff, whereas the anime takes its time and it's so cute, and I'm totally watching it right now. I'm literally on the finale of the 2nd season. It's so good, it's so cute, one of my favorite shoujo animes, and I'm trying to do the manga. I don't know if I want to keep going just because I haven't seen a reason why I should read the manga over the anime, but I'm hoping that after volume 5 or 6 we start to get a lot of new content and it slows down, because it really needs to slow down, because I get lost very easily because they just be flying through scenes. And I'm like, you guys have 40 pages for each chapter. Take your time. Take your time. But we'll see. I definitely enjoyed what I read. I did give it 3 stars because of the pacing though. And I am planning on reading more manga in the future and making a manga recommendation video and probably an anime recommendation video. Hi, I'm Jess and I'm a huge nerd. Not just books. No sorry. Okay, so I managed to read 18 books in the month of May, which is really exciting. I don't think I've read more than 10 books in a month in a while, in a hot second. So I'm excited, and hopefully, I don't know, maybe I can outdo myself in June. We'll see. Probably not. But that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys are staying safe, using your voice, advocating for those who can't. I can't say that enough. And be kind to people, please. Everyone needs time to grow and listen and learn, and I really love and respect my Black community right now. I love how we're all supporting each other. So yeah, my heart goes out to all of you, and I cannot say how much I appreciate you all. So thank you for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.